Everybody sing praise, 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 praise. Praise for the journey of awakening. Everybody sing praise, 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 praise. Praise for the journey of awakening. I'm on a journey of awakening to the presence of God within me, expressing peace, joy, love, and harmony on this journey of awakening. I love your harmonies. Everybody sing praise, 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 praise. Praise for the journey of awakening. Everybody sing praise, 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 praise. Praise for the journey of awakening. I'm on a journey of awakening to the presence of God within me, expressing peace, joy, love, and harmony on this journey of awakening. Everybody sing praise, 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 praise. Praise for the journey of awakening. Everybody sing praise, 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 praise. Praise for the journey of awakening. Praise for the journey of awakening.
Thank you. You know what? You took my line, though.
I did? Uh-oh.
May the fourth be with you. All right. Good morning. My name is Kay, and I am your trustee on duty today. On behalf of Reverend Donna Maurer, the Board of Trustees, and the practitioners, I am privileged to welcome you here to the Sonoran Desert for spiritual living. Whoever you are and wherever you are on your spiritual path, you are welcome here. Here you will be validated and supported and encouraged to be all you can be. Our vision statement is love in action, every day, in every way. We express this love by learning and living the principles of the science of mind, which you can find on the back of your program. Please join me now in reading them. I believe there is an infinite intelligence operating throughout the universe. I believe this intelligent power is only good. I believe this intelligence expresses as me. I believe through my conscious use of this power, I create my life as happy, healthy, and complete. And so it is. Do we have any new timers, first timers, that would like to stand and introduce themselves?
Do we have to stand?
Please, so people can acknowledge you.
Okay,
Hi.
hi, I'm Diana, and I just moved here from Colorado in January to help my parents who live in San Ignacio. They live in Memphis, right 10 minutes away. And I'm so excited to be here and connect with the spiritual community.
Good. Diane. Thank you, Diane.
And we realized that when we were walking in here, we met at a spiritual center. So I was her roommate for a while in Colorado. My name's Lori. And I came here to visit and help her out for a couple weeks, which ended up to be about 5 weeks, and then I went home and packed and moved here. I'm trading the beach for sand.
The beach for desert, yeah. Well, welcome both of you. And please mingle afterwards and enjoy some refreshments so we can get to know you and you can get to know us just a little bit more, okay? All right, I would like to thank all the people who made this Sunday celebration possible. And first, that is all of you. Yeah, looking from here at a bunch of empty seats would not be good. You bring your heart. And that's what we love here. It's just everybody's heart, everybody's love, everybody's joy, the smiles, the happiness. Love it. And thank you for the ones who make sure everything is set up and at the end also put back together and cleaned up. But we have wonderful kitchen staff who delight us with all these wonderful goodies. So thank you, and thank you to everybody else who are behind the scenes. Please direct your attention now to the announcements on the back of your program. And if you're online, please visit cslaz.org for our announcements and event calendar.
Prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true, with thanksgiving. I'll be a sanctuary for you. Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. Thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you.
Beautiful. So we have a new song.
Yes.
A new song to learn. My name is Melinda. I'm your practitioner today. I'm going to light this candle. And the people who were in meditation know what this is. It's funny, the meditation described the light as the white golden light. And that's us. That is us. So for our invocation, you are much more than what you appear to be in your day-to-day reality. When viewed from a higher perspective, you are a luminous, multi-dimensional being. Think of your soul as a beautiful jewel, as there are many facets. Some of these dimensions share a space with your physical body. Some exist around you, known as energy bodies. Let's just take a moment to appreciate the truth of who we are. Relax into the knowing that you have an inner self, which is your pure inner awareness. Then we have a higher self, a part of us that remained in a higher world, focused on a higher mental plane. Your higher self is the part of you in which your higher wisdom resides. It knows from its higher perspective that everything in your life is always all right and is unfolding in perfect harmony with your higher purpose. Let us now enjoy this Sunday spiritual experience as we listen, sing, and appreciate the opportunity to come together, sharing our wisdom and love for one another. And together we say, and so it is. So my sharing today is from the Daily Om, taken from a class by Jim Malloy. And I have to say, I'm glad I'm here. Also, this is so funny how Spirit works. This is my last Sunday here, and and my last Sunday as practitioner. I thought last Sunday was my last Sunday as practitioner, but a little voice in my head said, don't say that. And I'm glad I didn't, because here I am again. Yeah. Huh?
Just for the summer.
Right. To get out of, I love this weather though. It's not hot yet. Peace comes within the souls of people when they realize their relationship, their oneness with the universe and all its powers, and when they realize that at the center of the universe dwells Great Spirit, and that this center is really everywhere. It is within each of us, from Black Elk. The ultimate enlightenment experience is realizing that you are one with universal consciousness, one with all beings, one with all that is. This is the goal that aspirants from all spiritual traditions in all ages have aimed for, and what mystics, initiates, saints, and sages from these traditions have attained. Generally speaking, the first stage of enlightenment is shifting your identity from your ego personality to your inner self. The second stage is reuniting with your higher self. And the third stage is fully realizing your oneness with the whole. However, these stages do not always fall into such a neat chronological order. Realizing oneness is much more than just knowing it intellectually. It is experiencing it with your entire being and experiencing it continuously. It is, as the term realizing implies, making it real. This may sound like a daunting task, but even though it is no small feat, it is simply becoming aware of what you already are, one with all that exists. Let's look at it from a vantage point of energy and vibration. Mystics have discovered ages ago that everything in existence is the one infinite consciousness, vibrating at different rates. To manifest itself as the universe, the one consciousness lowers its vibration to a frequency in which it becomes energy. I thought that was interesting. The cosmic substance. It is this substance in varying degrees of density from which all creation is formed. Because the essential nature of consciousness is a state of unity, and because consciousness is also the highest vibration, pure light, it is at the highest vibration that oneness is experienced. At the lower vibrations, we have duality, then multiplicity, the limitless diversity that makes up the universe. When we are vibrating at a frequency of duality and multiplicity, we naturally have the experience of separation. When we are vibrating at the frequency of pure consciousness, we experience oneness. Meditation and other spiritual practices raise your vibration, bringing you progressively closer to the experience of oneness. This is generally a gradual process, although at times sudden leaps can occur. We are currently, right now, in a cycle of accelerated evolution, providing us with an excellent opportunity to raise our vibration more quickly than in previous times. If enough of us take advantage of this opportunity, catalyzing a collective shift into the new consciousness, we will be living in a state of greater oneness. This unity of consciousness would effectively eliminate war, violence, and the whole range of problems that arise from our experience of being separate from one another. Can you imagine that? What mystics have known for ages, quantum physicists are now starting to discover and prove scientifically that in essence, all is one. Greg Braden shares, Earth's fundamental vibration has accelerated gradually, with the greatest increase beginning in 1987. The net result of this increase is that each cell of our bodies is seeking to match the rhythmic heartbeat, our reference frequency, to that of the Earth. I think that's so cool that they know all that good stuff now. Throughout the ages, individuals have attempted to express the profound experience of oneness. Have you ever tried? In some of our writing groups and some of our classes, some of us have tried. Here is an eloquent description from author Aldous Huxley. You know him? Oh. Luminous bliss. From the shallows of his mind, the words rose like bubbles, came to the surface, and vanished into the infinite spaces of living light that now pulsed and breathed behind his closed eyelids. Luminous bliss. That was as near as one could come to it. But it, this timeless and yet ever-changing event, was something that words could only caricature and diminish, never convey. It was not only bliss, it was understanding of everything, but without knowledge of anything. Knowledge involved a knower and all the infinite diversity of known and knowable things. But here, behind his closed lids, there was neither spectacle nor spectator. There was only this experienced fact of being blissfully one with the oneness. Thank you. So I'll take the candle and hold the high watch, awaiting your prayer requests, and we have new prayer cards.
So as I sing this song, this is off of the 2020 album called The Journey. As I sing the lyric, I am, or I'm, I want you to take that on as your own. This is an affirmation for all of us. I'm so lucky and I'm loved. I'm so lucky and I'm loved. I am so lucky and I'm loved. I'm surrounded by the love of spirits. I know the truth of who I am. I live with passion every day. I can be free from worry, doubt, or sorrow. I am love in action every day. I'm so lucky and I'm loved. I'm so lucky and I'm loved. I'm so lucky and I'm loved. I'm surrounded by the love of spirit. I am the force, and joy is my source. I am willing and worthy to be all I can be. I'm the expression of creation here on earth. I am love in action everywhere. I'm so lucky and I'm loved. I'm so lucky and I'm loved. I'm so lucky and I'm loved. I'm surrounded by the love of spirit. Everywhere I look, there is magic to behold. Everywhere I go, there's the rainbows, and everywhere I turn, I feel the breath of heaven telling me it's gonna be okay. Okay. Yeah. I'm so lucky and I'm loved. I'm so lucky and I'm loved. I'm so lucky and I'm loved. I'm surrounded by the love of spirit. I'm surrounded by the love of spirit. I'm surrounded by the love of spirit. Thank you. Namaste.
Good morning. Well, as everybody's been saying, we're turning the calendar page to a new month, the month of May. And I found a CD in my library that was written by singer-songwriter Suze Ogden. I had a chance to meet her and begin to know her well, and she's a beautiful, beautiful soul. And I looked for the CD. I thought, how can I get more of these? And they're not for sale anymore. So, but I literally liked both the songs and the titles. So I thought we'd use the title, use those as our theme and topics for the month of May. And we've already done Journey of Awakening, and you know that song by her. I'm not sure if we've ever sung So Glad I'm Here, which is not only today's topic, but it's the song we're going to sing after I speak. But it kind of hit me because I'm really glad I'm here. You know, aren't you? Yeah, you know. But not just here at the center, but here on this planet at this time. You know, Rosie and I were visiting, and we were lamenting, obviously, that old age is not for sissies. But we did talk about the memories that we've collected over the course of our years on this planet. I remember when I was a little girl, we had one phone, a heavy black one, and it was a 4-party line. So sometimes we had to wait a long time before it was our turn. You know, people talk about a change and a paradigm shift. Well, a change is a black rotary party phone to having my own princess phone. You know, that's a change. But going from that black phone to the internet to cell phones that can go around the world and back again, that's a paradigm shift, I think. You know. And we are part of that. We've been there, most of us. Maybe not Heather, but most of us can remember some of these things. Yeah. Okay. You're older than I thought. And I remember that when I began working, I had one of the first electric typewriters. It was powerful enough to make 3 carbon copies, and it came with 3 little balls, so I could switch phones. So today with our computers, we've retired carbon paper. And with the internet, we virtually eliminated the need for libraries. And as a minister, I love that I can cut and paste parts of articles for my talks. It's so much easier than going through the library and finding the right line. And as Rosie and I talked, we shared memories that have been stored in our hearts, and we all have these. I told her that when I was in Florida, I lived near the power plant where the manatees hung out because the water was warmer there. And there's all these little inlets, and I was standing on a bridge near my home over one of these little inlets when a mama manatee and her baby swam underneath me. And the baby and I locked eyes. And it was as if for a moment I looked into her soul and she looked back into mine. It was a memory I have never forgotten, and I carry that in my heart. And then Rosie shared a couple with me. I can't remember what she shared, but there was another similar incident. And we've all had those very special moments of the heart. And musician Lionel Hampton says that gratitude is when memory is stored in the heart and not in the mind. And I love that idea because gratitude, real true gratitude, does come from the heart. In order to have an attitude of gratitude, for gratitude to be a way of life, our heart has to be open and ready to receive the blessings of each moment, of each experience. And most of the time, this is pretty easy because there's so many obvious things around us for which to be grateful. But sometimes gratitude is birthed from those dark nights of the soul that are also part of our human experience. And in fact, it is often within these experiences that gratitude takes on a depth that can only come from a dark night event. Holocaust survivor Eli Wiesel said, "No one is as capable of gratitude as the one who has emerged from the kingdom of night. We know that every moment is a moment of grace, every hour an offering, and not to share them would mean to betray them. Our lives no longer belong to us alone. They belong to all those who need us desperately." I've told this story before, I think, but not for a long time. When I lived in Los Angeles, I went to a lovely nail salon every 2 weeks. And I sat next to a man named Ben, who was always happy and had a good word for everybody. He lived alone, and he made cookies for the women who worked in the salon. And I remember hearing him say, "Mary, I know you don't like chocolate chips, so I made some lemon bars just for you." And one day I noticed that there were numbers tattooed on his arm. And I asked him about it. And he said that he was living in Holland as a very young teen. His family was Jewish. Were also hiding another Jewish family. They were all caught, and everyone was hauled away to the camps, and he was the only survivor. And I asked him, "Ben, with all you have been through, how can you be so full of joy?" And with a soft smile and big brown eyes, he said, "Because I have learned that life is precious." This is a kind of gratitude that comes from a dark night experience. The deep understanding that life is precious, that every moment is a gift, and that the only appropriate response is gratefulness. Yeah, I'm not sure whether gratitude is an inherent attribute or whether it's learned. Jane Goodall says that chimpanzees will dance with apparent delight when they come across a waterfall. So maybe gratitude is inborn, and our job is to cultivate it. Brother David Stendhal-Rast says, "Gratitude is not a passive response to something we have been given. Gratitude arises from paying attention, from being awake in the presence of everything that lives within and without us. Gratitude is the understanding that many millions of things come together and live together and mesh together and breathe together in order for us to take even one more breath of air. That underlying gift of life and that incarnation as a living, participating human being is a privilege." So I'm so glad I'm here and that I've found a way of life that puts being grateful at the top of the list. And what I've learned is that gratitude leads to generosity. When we're grateful for our life and for the blessings we receive, it becomes easy to give. Generosity, I think, is more like a byproduct of gratitude because it's a part of the flow of giving and receiving. When we are grateful, blessings seem to abound. Our cup is filled to overflowing. And it's that from that overflow space of gratefulness that we see in ways in which we can make a difference, that we can contribute, share, and give. Rabbi Sheffield Gold says, gratefulness, beginning in surprise, expanding into wonder, gradually grows into generosity as we look for ways to respond to this gift of life we are given. And I think that's why our center is so generous. We, each one of us, are in this flow, and we know, because we've done it, that what we give in love returns back to us multiplied. I was looking for the commencement speech that was given by Steve Jobs at Stanford University in June of 2005. And although he was talking to students just about to begin their lives, he said something that I truly resonated with, and it's another reason that I'm glad I'm here. He talked about connecting the dots. Steve's adoptive parents were not wealthy, and when he realized he was spending their savings on tuition when he had no idea what he wanted, he dropped out. In Steve's words, so I decided to drop out and trust that it would all work out okay. It was pretty scary at the time, but looking back, it was one of the best decisions I ever made. The minute I dropped out, I could stop taking the required classes that didn't interest me and begin dropping in on the ones that looked interesting. Reed College at that time offered perhaps the best calligraphy instruction in the country. Throughout the campus, every poster, every label on every drawer was beautifully hand calligraphed. Is that right? Because I had dropped out and didn't have to take the normal classes, I decided to take a calligraphy class to learn how to do this. I learned about serif and sans serif typefaces, about varying the amount of space between the different letter combinations, about what makes typography great. It was beautiful, historical, artistically subtle in a way that science can't capture, and I found it fascinating. None of this had even a hope of any practical application in my life. But 10 years later, when we were designing the first Macintosh computer, it all came back to me, and we designed it all into the Mac. It was the first computer with beautiful typography. If I had never dropped in on that single course in college, the Mac would have never had multiple typefaces or proportionally spaced fonts. And since Windows just copied the Mac, it's likely that no personal computer would have them either. If I had never dropped out, I would never have dropped in on this calligraphy class, and personal computers might not have the wonderful typography that they do. Of course, it was impossible to connect the dots looking forward when I was in college, but it was very, very clear looking backward 10 years later. You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backward. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect you in your future. You have to trust in something, your gut, destiny, life, karma, whatever. This approach has never let me down and has made all the difference in my life. You and I have lived long enough to connect the dots, and our experiences have led us here. When we look back, we can see that some decision we made, though we didn't know it then, was significant to our being here today. And perhaps there was something that appeared to be a disaster, but it was also something that we needed to go through in order to be here today. When I was about 20, I decided to leave my home in Missouri and move to a coast. So I flipped a coin between New York and Los Angeles, and that's how I ended up on the West Coast. With that coin tossed, I found this philosophy and began the studies to become a minister. It's been a wonderful adventure, and I'm not finished yet. But I ask you to take a moment sometime this weekend or when you've got a few minutes to connect the dots in your life. Because I think when we do, when we see how unrelated something was so related later, that we realize that Spirit has been with us all the time. We have a presence within us that knows what to do, how to do it, when to do it. And if we maintain our sense of gratitude and our practice of generosity, we are guaranteed the adventure of a lifetime. You and I are here because we share a love of this teaching. We share a love for this center, and we share a love for each other. So not only am I so glad I'm here, I'm very glad that you are here too. Thank you. Namaste. I love you. Oh, I want to tell you just really quickly that the song that we're singing, the Sanctuary song, that was also on that CD, and we wanted to get it in. So that's why we're going to do that for the month of May.
So glad I'm here. So glad I'm here. So glad I'm here in Spirit's name. I'm so glad I'm here. Well, I'm so glad I'm here. I'm so glad I'm here in Spirit's name. And ain't no doubt about it. Ain't no doubt about it. I just want to shout it. I'm so glad I'm here in Spirit's name. Ain't no doubt about it. I just want to shout it. Oh, I'm so glad I'm here in Spirit's name. All right, we go from the top. Well, I'm so glad I'm here. I'm so glad I'm here. So glad I'm here in Spirit's name. Well, I'm so glad I'm here. Well, I'm so glad I'm here. I'm so glad I'm here in Spirit's name. And ain't no doubt about it. It ain't no doubt about it. Well, I just want to shout it. I'm so glad I'm here in Spirit's name. Well, ain't no doubt about it. Well, I just want to shout it. I'm so glad I'm here in Spirit's name. Yeah.
Thank you. So it's time for our offering. And I ask you to join me in our offering affirmation on the left-hand side of the bulletin. My gift goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless all that it touches. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I share generously of my good, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly, and so it is.
Here's another Susie Ogden song that's not on the CD. Come celebrate, come celebrate, come celebrate our spirit, the sound of hearts that beat with pride. Now let the whole world hear it. Standing in the light of love, our victory is won. It's not what, but who we are, and that we have begun to celebrate. Come celebrate, come celebrate our spirit, the sound of hearts that beat with pride, beat with pride. Now let the whole world hear it. A special gift comes from our hearts. With courage we begin. As we learn to walk with pride, everybody wins. Come celebrate with me. Come celebrate, come celebrate, come celebrate our spirit, the sound of hearts that beat with pride. Now let the whole world hear it.
Thank you. It's a Suze Ogden Day. Thank you for doing that. I like that. Okay, so again, thank you so much for your love and generosity, your participation, all of what each one of you do to make this sanctuary, this service and this center so beautiful, so beautiful. So let's close this out in prayer, and please join us for refreshments. I do know that Spirit is all there is. And I know that Spirit's attributes are love, truth, beauty, joy, harmony, peace, abundance. And we are divine heirs of those gifts. So as we go forth this day, this week, let's take a moment to connect the dots, to see how just truly blessed we are. And take a moment to give thanks for all that has happened in our life, for those memories we hold dear, for being around long enough to see a rotary phone go to a cell, and to just know that life continues forward with growth and love and joy, and we are a part of it all, as we say together, and so it is. Thank you. May we stand and sing Stand.
So let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are living anew.